round 12 done and dusted, and here's what we saw Thursday night. The Bulldogs 8, the Dolphins 44 in the wet at a core, and we had a standout performance from the Dolphins, who finally, in their history, beat the Bulldogs, last team that they had to beat. Katoa was superb, Farnworth again, but other names, Molo very good, Donahue, excellent. And yes, the Dogs had 10 out, but the Dolphins had 7 out. And I would say 6 of those 7 are in the top 10 players in their list. So, and this was not the week for Toby Sexton to get these numbers. 2 runs, 11 metres, 2 post-contact metres, no line breaks, no line breaks assists, no try assists, no line engagements, no tackle breaks. That's not the week you want to put those stats forward. But anyway, we'll get to that a little bit later on in the program. Eels 30, Seagulls 10. Great night for the Eels. The green shoots that everyone talks about, they need mowing. That's how green it is. No Moses, no Lomax, no worries. Joash Papali, what a smile, how popular. When he scored the try and you saw that reaction, you knew he was a popular man in that dressing room. Defensively, it's okay, you can't have everything, right? You can't have everything. But what about this? The Seagulls. What now? What next? Like, what's happening? Yes, middle forwards out. And we'll speak to Lewis Shepherd about this, but do the middle forwards coming back, all of them, do they fix? No, Alawai, Sipley, Paseka, Torquiaho. So there's a concentration there of middle forwards, and so you're missing that. And yes, that's one of the areas that they were beaten. They still had a lot of talent on the field and yet did not play to expectation. So, as I say, we over-index with Eagles fans. You know who I'm talking about. Would love to hear from you today. How do we fix the problem on the peninsula? Panthers 6, Knights 25. Speaking of problems, wow, the Knights. Now, Kalen Ponga is in the Queensland Origin team. He's watching this on Saturday night, and he's like, it's not that the Knights can't score, it's that I can't score. Go New South Wales. Anyway, just his thought. And just when you thought Dylan Lucas was right, oh, here we go. He is player of the match. Fletcher Sharp says, hold my strawberry thick shake. And then he puts up these numbers. 1 try, 20 runs, 272 run metres, 4 line breaks, and 15 tackle breaks. 15. When Teddy was at his peak, which was Saturday night, when Teddy was at his peak and he got 8 tackle breaks or 9, we'd go, oh, that's amazing. Fletcher Sharp got 15 tackle breaks. And yes, the Panthers were under strength. We know that. They're not playing well. Ivan Cleary looks very frustrated at that. They are last on the ladder after 12 rounds. Can they make the 8? Maybe. Can they make the 4? No chance. They won't win the comp. That's it. The reign is over. So we're looking for a new champion. The Roosters 42, the Sharks 16. Here come the Roosters. 5 Origin players out against a full-strength Sharks. And they didn't just win. They absolutely obliterated them. Savala, Smith, Tedesco, Tupou. And you've got to learn how to say his name, right? It's gone too far. He's a superstar. Mark Nwanganitawase. All right, everyone at home, Tracy, Avery, practicing their Nwanganitawases, because you got to, because he's an out-and-out star. And how good to watch them play. Sharks. You're under pressure now. You are under pressure to make the top 4. That was a game that you must win to make the top 4. 6 into 4 does not go. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. But that was so Sharks. Full strength against a weakened Roosters side, and you get blown off the park. Yesterday, we had a really competitive match. The Warriors 10, the Raiders 16. Very physical, so tight. 0-0 at pre-game, 8-8 at halftime, 10-10 until the 62nd minute. And there were so many great contributors for both sides. Really, there were so many good players. Hard to find a standout, but an excellent win. The Raiders are second on the competition ladder. The second on the ladder. And they haven't had a bye yet, which is significant as well. They do have a problem, though, because they've got Tommy Starling, who is going to spend time on the sideline, and Joe Tarpany he's attracted a charge as well. Don't worry. Second offence, $3,000 if he takes the early guilty plea. That was for the shoulder charge. So no worries on that. Tom Starling, dangerous contact, 77th minute. Early guilty plea, 1 match. So that means, Paddy's going to play more footy. He came on and just went bang. But here's Ricky Stewart speaking in the press conference about what he thought was coming on the charge sheet.
Now, we keep getting told this game's about entertainment. We can't discipline aggression because our game and our broadcasters promote aggression. On Wednesday night, we've got one of the most special games in our calendar happening. I'm not at all promoting foul play. I'm dead against foul play. Don't go penalising, or I don't mean penalising out there, but with match review committees, we can't go just willy-nilly bashing players for aggression because you need it in our game. If we want to keep calling ourselves an entertaining game and get the broadcasters' money, well, aggression's a big part of it.
Did that have any impact on the match review committee? I wouldn't have thought so. Grade 1 shoulder charge for Joe Tarpany. That's who he's talking about. We are not, Ricky, penalising aggression. Aggression is wanted. Aggression is appreciated. Aggression is so watchable. It's the foul play that's the issue. And if you look at Tom Starling and go, he's hit him high, late, and he left the ground. So that might be an aggressive act. But it's also an illegal act. There were heaps of aggressive acts in that game. There's one really illegal one. There's an illegal one too from Joe Tarpany. You've got to remember that. Just not deemed so illegal, the grading so high that he gets himself a charge. But love to get your thoughts on that one. That's right. The Bulldogs still top of the ladder. The Canberra Raiders are second on the ladder. Speaking of the Bulldogs, can we get to this? Lachlan Galvin, we had it yesterday. So it looks like he's going to sign a 3.5-year deal to join the Bulldogs immediately. Huh? Didn't Gus say what? Let's hear from Phil Gould talking about the changes that occurred before signing Lachlan Galvin.
Well, what I understand of the situation right at the moment is that Lachlan Galvin has expressed his desire to play with the Bulldogs. We still haven't closed off on a deal yet, and there are still some things that have got to be worked out with the West Tigers about his release there. So I would hope that in the next 48 hours we have far greater clarity, but Lachlan, to his credit, has come out and said his preference was the Bulldogs, so we'll try and accommodate that. It was all assumed that he would be playing with the West Tigers next year. And even if you wanted to sign him for 2027, you'd have to wait till November 1 this year. Well, that time frame didn't suit us at all. We didn't want to go through that much disruption over a long period of time with no guarantee of getting him at the end of that 18 months. So we just said we'd go on our way. But things changed dramatically this week. That's something we had to give serious consideration. He's a talented young player. He's got a big future. And, you never go wrong signing talented players.
So there you go. Bulldogs. Righto, let me know. Are you happy that you've got Lachlan Galvin? And the other part to that question is, let's wait 48 hours, but let's presume that it's going to happen. The other part of it is, who misses out? Where does he play? We talked about it yesterday with Justin Horrow and Brett Kamali, two guys really well placed to talk about this. Here's the other thing that so many people are missing on this one, and that is 3.5 years. That's perfect. Why? Because you get 25, 26, 27, 28, and Perth and Port Moresby can't go anywhere near you. That just takes those two new franchises out of the race. And Galvin, let me assure you, is a franchise player. Maybe not now, maybe not in 2.5 years, but he will be a franchise player. Here's the other thing that I was looking at. The transfer fee is $165,000. Why so low? The Bulldogs paid $500,000 to get Carl Oluwapu, who hadn't played NRL at that point. Galvin is not only a star now, but he's also, quote unquote, the best teenage footballer I've ever seen. That's what the general manager of the club that you were going to sell him to said. So surely 165, it's not salary cap. Where's it come from? What budget? Who cares? You ever been to Canterbury Leagues Club? The Chinese restaurant's amazing. Of course they're making money hand over fist. Way too low. Anyway, there you go. What happens now with the Bulldogs? It feels to me like if I'm Toby Sexton, I'm under a heap of pressure. We went through his numbers a little bit earlier. As I say, it's probably unfair on Toby to pick out that game in particular. But watching that game, calling that game on Thursday night, you've got on one side Isaiah Katoa, who was supreme. just hands on the ball all the time. And I know they're different styles of players, and maybe their coaching is asking different things of them. But never has it been more stark when you go, our halfback got completely outplayed by the opposition halfback. And then ask yourself this question, Bulldogs fans, and take away, he's going to be a destabiliser. He's going to do. That's professional sport, right? If you don't want to get dropped, get better. That's the way it should be. And ask yourself this question. If Lachlan Galvin does go to 7 for the Bulldogs, and remember, Bulldogs fans, you are changing the way you think about this competition. Last year, we could make the 8. This year, can we win the comp? Think about that very important change in your mindset. And now ask yourself this. With Lachlan Galvin in the 7 jersey instead of Toby Sexton, are you closer to a top 4, top 2, home semi-final, minor premiership position? You got to say yes. You have to say yes to all of that. Anyway, give us your thoughts. 1300 01 1170. The text line 0457 736 736. I was going to go through all the lead up to State of Origin, but there isn't any. Right? They're just playing. They're just going to go, right, yep, you're ready, you're ready, right, kick off. Away we go, Ashley Klein. There's Daly. Hi, Daly. How are you? Good to see you. We were talking about our kids. How long ago did that happen? Because if Daly Cherry Evans is there saying to Ashley Klein, I know, I'm going to get in early and just get myself on side for when the State of Origin comes around, he's a genius. Because if at that point, let's say it was 4 weeks ago, was Ashley Klein your State of Origin referee? He wasn't mine. Anyway, well done. You know what, Daly? He sees around corners. How good's that? But if anyone's worried about Payne Haas, please take that concern away from yourself. He will play. Stefano, he might get 12 hours. Come on. Payne will play. He is low-level flying. That's literally the biggest story we've got coming out of State of Origin. Thanks for watching. For more great content, subscribe to SEN League, your home of the greatest game of all.